There's an abundance of videos out there with different skills, drills and techniques for you to try out, some of which are great and effective for growing your game. There's some that can grab your attention, taking you away from the direction of becoming a better player, and some that are somewhat confusing. So in a world where there's a lot of choice, how exactly do you go about sifting through the confusion and focus on the things that are actually going to make a positive difference to your game? Well, today we're going to dive into my top 5 drills or exercises that have made a measurable difference to my journey as a footballer. And whilst these are my top 5, there are many other great players out there that use these same elements to continue pushing their craft forwards. So welcome, and let's get into the first. Now, the best kind of drill is one that you can do virtually anywhere that will massively improve your technique. All you need is something solid and sturdy that will provide a good pass back to your feet. Simply rebounding the ball back and forth is something that the very best have attributed to their control over the ball. It's free, you can do it at a drop of a hat, and the benefits that it will add to your game are kind of insane. Whether you're just a beginner or a bit of a baller, the ball absolutely needs to be added to your drill list. I utilise it with simple 1-2s, chuck in a couple of feints and turns, and you've got yourself a decent drill. Football is a lot about passing and receiving, so mastering placing the ball with a pass is going to elevate your game to no end. Also, the footwork needed to adjust and control the ball effectively will build agility, allowing you to better anticipate its flight path and improve your confidence to know that you can get it under control in various ways. 100% add this to your weekly schedule, start super basic and progress from there. Next up is something you're probably already doing, and if not, you should definitely change that. And that's cone drills. From the greenest of grassroots all the way through to the very top levels, cone drills are a staple of the game. The very best with the quickest of feet have spent many years navigating the cones, so much so that it's now instinctual and kind of natural. So if you're already doing it, why add it to your list? Well, odds are, if you're new to football, or even a seasoned pro for that matter, cones can still pose a little bit of an issue, like they did me.
You didn't see that?
Why is shifting a ball around a cone so much harder than dribbling around people? Trust me, it's a thing. Now, I've always been good at travelling past players, not giving it too much thought. It's instinctual. But get me to do cone drills and my feet would seem to glitch. Like, it's annoying. But I later realised that it's the same reason I kind of suck at dancing, especially when I'm trying to follow specific moves. It felt constraining and super awkward and kind of unnatural. I mean, 1, I'm massively overthinking it, which I think we can all be guilty of. But 2, I lack the rhythm and timing to build any kind of momentum or speed. I go into a bunch of details around this in the why the second cone tends to be the problem video, which I'll leave just up here. But essentially lacking the timing and rhythm to simply go around a fixed pattern likely means that your agility, your change of speed and direction whilst keeping control of the ball, perhaps needs some work. So by building that sense of rhythm and timing with cone drills, adjusting your footwork to perform an exercise for multiple reps consecutively will ensure you're more reliable when taking the attack to the defense. I think the video will kind of make a bit more sense of that as we go into more detail. Next up, sequencing. So we've established that cones are important. Same to the wall exercises. Now it's time to build some sequences. This, in my opinion, is an area that's massively overlooked. Often players will set up a drill, they complete said drill, maybe 10 times, and then move on to another drill. And there's definitely a time and place for that, which we'll get to into the next point. But by training one specific drill, shooting can result in you being one-dimensional and less dynamic on the pitch. Many professional drills, although simple, involve many moving parts so that it doesn't become stagnant, constantly testing your capabilities. Now, I'm a striker and I love practicing shooting. However, I feel pretty comfortable with my technique and eye for goal, so improving my technique is not necessarily my focus. And remember this point. Instead, I want to improve my finishing ability and reliability. So rather than working on just shooting, to take this up a level and to make it more match specific, we can add some extra elements to increase the intensity and variability. And it's this that pushes you as you become tired that's when you're more likely to miss. Adding a bit of a sequence to your drills is a great way to take an already learned skill and to develop it into a trusty quality that you can rely on in the pressures of game. Now, this does come with a warning, and that's point 4, understanding the difference between learning and developing, because it's super important. Taking the open body finish as an example, which we made a video about. If you're just learning this skill, well then it's important to isolate the movement so that you fully understand it. Same with the cones, slow and steady so that you get it down. We're in a state of learning. It's important to do this when your body and mind are fresh. So before you sequence many elements together and increase the intensity. The training program, Mastering the Fundamentals, is structured this way so that you can progress as fast as possible in the shortest period of time. And never guess what? The football folk is turning 2 years old already, which is bananas. And to celebrate, we're offering the program at $39, which I think is like 30% off or something, for the next week. I'll leave a link down in the description for you to check out if you're interested. So back to shooting. In order to elevate my finishing reliability in a game, I'll always sequence a variety of drills before the shot ever happens. I may screw up the dribble or misplace the pass, but that's what this part of the session is all about, testing your capabilities under fatigue. If you find that you're not messing up at points, then maybe add more reps or intensity before the drill to push you to your edge. I'll tend to complete the drill 5 times through before resting for 1 minute to catch my breath and repeat 3 or so times. It depends on the drill. And the last thing that's so easy to skip is the flush out. Every session, regardless of length or intensity, save 5 minutes at the end to get good at running and increase your stamina. You can do the whips or full lengths of the field or some sort of shuttle. Football is obviously a running sport, so running at the end of the session to flush out the legs is going to be super beneficial. The pro teams often do this as well. Regardless of the setup that you go with, it's really important to have fun with it. Have moments of intensity, say 10 or 20 seconds on, with short sections of recovery. Repeat it 5 to 10 times at least. Doing so will set your brain and your body up well for pushing long into matches. Both are tired, but by staying strong, improving your fitness, this will ensure you're able to perform the things that we're learning and developing all the way through to the end of the game. If you want to get started with this type of training where you can progress quickly, then see the link below. You know another thing that is really easy to skip? The recovery day after a match. And I'll leave this video here for you to check out and get some ideas that you can implement into your own schedule. See you over there. Time is gonna